pretty dope. It was pretty cool, man. It's Snoop Dogg, you know. I was hyped, kind of starstruck, but I was hyped for the most part.
Is that your first time meeting him?
Yeah, in person, yeah, it was. It was cool.
Are there a lot of moments for you where you kind of have the chance to kind of step back? You said you were starstruck. I mean, how often do you step back and like, this is kind of crazy that my life kind of allows me to socialize with these people I grew up really putting on the pedestal?
Sometimes I do. I pretty much do it right in front of them, like just be hyped like a little kid, you know. And yeah, like sometimes, you know, I think about it, but like I said, it's right in front of them. I don't think about it when I walk away from, like, I do it right in front of, like, damn, it's Snoop Dogg. I was hyped.
Lamar, how does it feel for you to come back from a late bye week, and know that only 5 games ahead of you guys, and you are, you have your own destiny basically?
I feel great. But you know, I felt like going into the bye week, we already knew that. You know, we just got to focus on what we can control, and that's keep winning games. You know, going out there and just putting on a better performance than we did before the bye week. I say on offense, but just keep fighting. You know, each and every game because it's any given Sunday.
This is a tough stretch, obviously, that you guys have to finish out the regular season. In some ways, does it feel like, the playoffs are kind of starting early, just as knowing what's at stake over the course of these last 5 games?
To be honest, I feel like every week for us been a playoff game throughout this season because people didn't think the Texans was that good, and I believe they pretty good. The Colts pretty good, pretty solid teams. Steelers, they putting up fights in Cincinnati. I mean, not Cincinnati, but Cleveland. Every week's been a playoff game for us. We just got to keep staying locked in and, like I said, focus on what we can control.
It's already a pretty fraught injury picture, especially in AFC quarterbacks. And then, Trevor Lawrence and Kenny Pickett both go out with injuries this week. What's it like kind of watching from afar, seeing these teams kind of get hit with these injuries given the quarterbacks?
We don't want to see injuries happen in the league. We want everybody to go out there and, give their all. And, when we play against teams, just have their best. But, it's part of the game. I went down last year before, but it happens in football, but we just got to keep focused on what we can control.
I know you're always talking about striving to get better, but going into the bye week at 9-3, did you have time to kind of assess where you guys are as an offense right now, and how would you kind of assess where you guys are today?
Well, I stepped back. I kind of just took a break from focusing on football, with us. But when I got back, today and yesterday and stuff like that, I believe our team is just locked in because we know what's ahead of us. We know what got us here, We only can have this team once, I believe, and we know what we chasing.
Lamar, high winds and rain are predicted for Sunday. Are there ways or things you do during the week to prepare for that when you see that in the forecast?
Wet ball drill. I can't do anything about the wind, but we do a lot of wet ball drills. Put the ball in the garbage can, fill it up with water, put the ball in, and just go from there. Just throw the ball. But the wind, we can't do nothing about the wind.
Lamar, this is kind of a left field question, but in the locker room, you got your close friend Snoop on one side of you. You got your left tackle on the other side. Does it matter? You're a guy who likes to hang out in there. Does it matter to you, kind of who your neighbors are in the locker room?
Nah, we all brothers. We all brothers at the end of the day. Just don't be nasty. Just don't leave clothes around. That's about it, and we good.
Lamar, just going back to the weather question, you said you don't really like playing in rain all that much. How do you block that out? How do you just kind of focus on, all right, this is the game, this is what it is. How do you deal with it?
Ryan, I just go out there and play football. I can't do nothing about the rain, the wind. Just get prepared, mind over matter.
Mark, Odell's going to be captain. John was just telling us for this game kind of against the Rams. Obviously, won a Super Bowl with the Rams. Yeah. In the locker room, does Odell ever make references to that run he had with them and just sort of paint that vision for your team that's now trying to win a Super Bowl?
Just say it again. Ask that question again.
Does Odell ever reference his run with the Rams when he talks to you guys a lot?
Mm-hmm. He don't.
What has his leadership meant to you guys in that game this year?
A lot. He pretty much just lead by example. He cool with the guys. He talking amongst us and stuff like that, like we all do. But he don't just try to like charge us up and stuff like that, try to get in our face to pump us up. You know, he pretty much just lead by example. Go out there, work hard, be Odell, and that's all we need him to do.
We talked to T before the bye, and he talked about the trust, that you've built with your receivers. When it comes to OBJ specifically, do you really feel like at this point in the season with what you've built that, when it comes to clutch moments, third downs, whatever, red zone, like he's a guy that you feel you have a lot of trust with who's going to come up and make that play?
Absolutely. That's all of our guys. We brothers here. We all want to win. We all know we chasing, like I said earlier, and that's all to it. If his number's called, we're going to make it happen. Whoever's number called, we're going to make it happen. That's why we just communicate.
Lamar, you've referenced a couple times just, what you're chasing as a team. Do you feel like that there's kind of a singular focus in that regard, that that this group has the potential to be special, and that this is a really good opportunity for you as a team?
Not singular focus. I believe, some older guys, who've been in the league a long time is feeling the same way. I'm pretty much one of the younger veteran guys, and I just see it, just from being in the league. We had it 2019, just fell short, But right now, I'm preaching it. Like, I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but it's like we got to take advantage of what we have, because we might not see it again for a few years. Probably we might. I ain't going to say that. We might. But, we never know.
Lamar, you started by saying you were starstruck by Snoop.
Yeah.
What's it like for you when people are starstruck by you? What does that tell you about what your life has become, and how do you handle that?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm down to earth, so I pretty much be cool with it, Tight hugs, long hugs, crying and hugs. I'm cool with whatever, I love the fans, man. I love the fans.
Mark, John was just talking about, it takes all the guys in the locker room and a lot of players for you guys to be successful. I'm curious, what's a guy like a less heralded guy like Pat Ricard, for example, meant to you in terms of pass blocking, or even, you go back to that Detroit game, that catch that turned into a long run. What is those sort of role players, I guess, how important are they for you?
I don't look at guys like Pat as a role player, because just like you said, he blocking his tail off, we need him to catch a pass, he doing that. He's a part of our 53-man roster, but 11-guy personnel on that field. So he help us throughout the game, no matter what the situation is. Him and whoever else, who may be called a role player, who I feel is a ultimate, just team guy.
All right. Thank you, Lamar.
Appreciate y'all.